Okay, so now that we've got the session set up, I kind of want to go in and kind of show you just how to set up some basic reverbs and delays. As you can tell, the vocal is really boring. It's super, super dry. This whole series is going to be us doing stuff to just kind of work with the vocals we've been provided. So, you know, mainly one vocal here and there, and then some harmonies and some ad-libs and stuff here and there. But I really want to go in and add some depth to these vocals. So I want to do that just by adding a really basic, you know, medium length stereo reverb, and then just kind of like a stereo ping pong delay. And I'll kind of show you how to do that, just setting it up as an effects track or as a synth track, whatever your DAW is going to call it, because we'll be using that method later on in this series as well when we get to more advanced techniques. So let's go ahead and hop in and just kind of see how to set up some basic reverbs and delays. So let's see what we have right here.
Stop coming at me with demands now. I don't really
So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add the track, and I'm going to add an effects channel. I'm going to add Verb Suite, and I'm going to route this to my all vocals bus. So we're going to call this vocal long reverb. Cool. So let's wait while that gets set up, and then once that's set up, all I need to do is figure out which reverb I kind of want. So I know that I'm going to want a longer reverb, and I want it to be for vocals, so I need it to be super lush. So I'll probably go with a plate. The BM7 is my favorite for the just most vocal kind of things. So there's a vocal plate plugin right here that I really, really love. So let's go ahead and just hear how, without touching anything, that does. And make sure if you're using it as a send, you keep this on 100% wet. So let's go ahead and start blending this into that main vocal track.
We're giving handouts. I'm just saying I don't give a damn now. I'll just that you said that I can't now. So shut your damn mouth.
It's kind of cool. I think it could be a little longer. I kind of want some pre-delay and to drive up the attack just so it's not hitting as soon as that vocal hits. Gives me a little bit of space. And let's hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better to me. And then the vocal, I like my vocal reverbs in general to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to add Pro Q, and I'm going to just filter out some of that top end. So this is the beauty of using this as a send instead of like an insert, is you can actually go in and process your sound. So let's go ahead and hear what that sounds like now.
Don't really we're giving handouts. I'm just saying I don't give a damn now.
It kind of just tightens it up for me, and it gives my lead vocal a little bit more room to kind of shine through, so that that reverb doesn't just overwhelm it and drown it all out. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
I'll just that you said that I can't now. So shut your damn mouth. Yeah.
So I don't like to drive my reverb super hard. It starts to sound real wishy-washy normally, and it just sounds, you know, kind of cheap, and it doesn't really sit right. So I like to mix them in unless I'm going for something that has that kind of effect where it calls for that. So now we're just going to create a stereo 1/8 delay. And this is going to be for my vocals, so I'm going to route it to my vocals track. We're going to use H delay. So I like doing a ping pong delay on the delay so we get kind of that stereo width. And it'll just kind of sit into the track really nicely. So let's go ahead and add it and just kind of hear what it's doing.
Stop coming at me with demands now.
So it sounds pretty cool. I don't think we need that much feedback. I don't need it to repeat, you know, 6 or 7 times. I only need it 2 or 3 times. I think that we can filter out some of that top end and filter out a lot of that low end just to give it a more, you know, mid-centric focus.
I don't really with giving handouts. I'm just...
That's sounding sick. The only thing is that I feel like when it's delaying, it's kind of dry. So what I want to do is I want to actually mix in that long reverb with that delay send, because I don't want the delay to be, I don't want the main vocal to have some reverb and then the delay to be super dry. It's just not going to sit quite right. So I kind of want to mix that in as well.
I don't give a damn now. I'll just that you said that I can't now. So shut your damn mouth. Yeah, this life is moving.
Cool, so listen to the difference now.
Stop coming at me with demands now. I don't really with giving handouts. I'm just saying I don't give a damn now. I'll just
I'm just gonna add the same inserts to these other tracks just so I don't forget later on down the line. So when I'm doing just stacks that are kind of panned out to the side, I don't normally add the delay just because a lot of delays, anything that's just slightly off will just cause mayhem. So I'll normally just drive the reverb a little harder on these side stacks. So let's hear.
This life is moving too fast, but I'm living. I wouldn't give you what you want, and now you live it. And I really saw a point in us coexisting when you're only going. I try to raise my digits till it's obvious. Riding top down, getting lost again. I don't ride the waves you get caught up in. Henny is the only thing I'm drowning in. I don't need unnecessary drama, but it's obvious. Riding top down.
Cool, so that's really just my basic method of adding like a reverb and a delay to just give the vocal some length, help it sit in that space a little bit better. Sometimes a dry vocal is the way to go. You know, you've got people like Drake, you've got people, especially in hip hop, that like the vocal super dry and up front, and they'll just mix these kind of same techniques in really low. And then you've got pop vocals that, you know, Ariana Grande will be super wet, or, you know, you'll have even a hip hop artist like something like Travis Scott, super wet vocal. So just kind of blend these into taste. That's the beauty of using them as synths and as effects tracks, is that you can just get the sound that you want, and then you can really tailor that to however much or however little that you need. So now that that's kind of set, in the next video I kind of want to go over how to widen and thicken a vocal, because if we're working with only one vocal, sometimes we need some width and sometimes we need some body to it. So we're going to be going over 3 different techniques on how to widen a vocal, but hopefully this was helpful to at least get your vocal to sit right in the mix, and then we'll be able to kind of do some more creative stuff in the future videos.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.